Hey guys, it's Mike with another King Arthur Legends Rise video. Today we're actually going to jump into the account and try to make some progress. It's been a little bit since I've actually used new champions to actually press on in the dungeons. So hopefully we can make some headway. Specifically going to start with Aldri. I'm hoping to take down the Ice Bear on level 10. So we'll get jumping right into it. So my current team for Aldri is utilizing Bedivere as my lead with his crit damage. What is it? I think 10%? 20% critical strike damage, just trying to get a little extra damage on him. And then Morgan is in there for the healing disruption, and then just Nika and Turin are in there to keep everybody alive. This run is painfully slow, and it honestly is not very successful, just because if Morgan gets one chance to land her heal disruption, and if she misses it, the Ice Bear comes all the way back up to 100% basically. So it can take a very long time if I ever get it done. So my new strategy I'm going to try to do is I'm actually going to move Nika into the lead position. With Nika's lead position, we are getting added 20% HP just to make her and everybody else a little more survivable. We are going to use Morgan for that heal disruption, and then we're also going to use Sergius to boost our team. The goal here is that during the Ice Bear's hibernation, hopefully I get 2, maybe even 3 chances to land that ability instead of just 1. So it'll make that team a little better and more consistent. The other thing is it's going to allow Nika to do her heal probably at least twice as often, so I don't need 2 healers. So she's going to be able to do the healing that Turin was doing as well as the healing that she's doing. And then I'm actually going to bring in Kay. Now Kay, I did step up her Frost Relic, and on the A2 here she has a 40% chance to do the recovery disruption as well. So between Kay on the Frost Relic and Morgan on her A3, hopefully we can land that ability, and then Sergius is keeping us healing and moving forward. So we're going to give it a shot and see if it works on stage 9. I am going to save that. The one time I did beat it, I think I had to go through manual to beat it with that other team. So it was a very, very long run. But we're going to go ahead and give this a shot and see how it works. All right, I didn't quite get the turn off auto here. So let's go ahead and get our skill set dialed in. We've got Kay utilizing her A2 or her A1. Everybody else's A3s or A1s. So there will be times, because I don't have 2 people using their A2 primarily, that somebody's not going to have enough vigor to do their A3, but hopefully we're still going to be able to get a few extra hits on the Ice Bear. If my camera does mess up, I apologize. Usually when I'm going through motion on the video here, it can get a little choppy, so hopefully it's not too distracting. But we're going to go ahead and give this a go, hit auto, and click on the bear Aldri and see how this goes. So again, our goal here is that Sergius is going to allow our team to get a few extra turns because of his ability to speed up our team. And then between Kay and Morgan, we're going to be able to land this heal disruption buff is the one we're looking at more frequently. So we're going to go through it and see how it works out. So far we actually missed our A3 twice with Sergius, so that's unfortunate. But it should kind of trickle back to him on occasion and get, there we go. All right, I was going to say it shouldn't always miss it, so it's kind of just bad RNG there. But when he speeds us up, I think he's filling 50% of our turn meter, because I have not gotten the second roll on that ability. That would actually fill 60%, so this team would be even more consistent. I did just get Morgan's 5th Chivalry, so that sped her up, I think, an additional attack speed of 20. Which is pretty good. So right here we have the Aldri with her turn going on. We did get that during the hibernation from Kay, which is huge. And we got a couple opportunities at landing it during that turn. So that was actually the first turn. So this is the second turn when we need to land it. We missed our A3 here. Kay did not land it. Let's see if we can get another chance at this. We will. So hopefully we did not land it. Is Kay gonna land it? Kay didn't land it either. Oh no! But I am happy about what's going on there. So we actually had, I think it was 4 chances to land that debuff to keep the Aldri from healing. So that's going to be significantly more likely to happen than just getting one try at it every time. And then on auto, sometimes you do that try and Morgan doesn't even have enough vigor to do her A3, and so she doesn't even get one chance at it. So I think with 4, we should be able to auto through this and see what happens. All right, so we're back at the next hibernation. This run is going to be painfully slow just because I don't really have a big damage dealer like between K, Morgan, and Nika. That's pretty much the damage that I'm providing for Aldri here. So we did land it the first time. This is the second turn, so hopefully we can get it on Aldri this time around. And so K landed it that time for us, which is awesome. And again, we got 1, 2, and we're going to get 3 and 4 chances to land that ability during the hibernation. Now, K's is only 40% chance, but I think Morgan's is a 60% chance, maybe 70% chance. I'll have to double check on that. But between the two of them, the likelihood of getting one of those on there is actually not too bad. So hopefully we'll keep on pressing this on. I know if I went through on manual, I'd be able to beat it, but at the end of the day, I don't want to farm Aldri manually every time, so I'm really trying to put together an auto team that can clear stage 10. If I'm able to defeat stage 10, that is actually the final task I need in one of those event books to get some goodies in there as well. So hopefully we can get it done. But I'll bring you back in at the end and see what happens. So bring you back in here. We got this last turn here with the hibernation. We did land that heal disruption, so we should be able to get this done. There was 1 or 2 spots where it got a little bit tight on health, but then we got Sergius getting Nika that extra turn to top off the health again. So hopefully this is stage 9, so stage 10 will be a little bit harder, but I think it should be okay. But once we get this wrapped up, and now that we've proven that this strategy will work, as you can see up here, it's painfully slow, but it is working. So we're going to go ahead and move on to stage 10 and see if it works there as well. But that ought to do it right there. Aldri is down, or will be shortly. Just hanging on by a thread here. I'm going to hit her with 187. No wonder it'd take me 20 minutes to get this done. All right, so we did get that done. Let's go ahead, move on to stage 10 and see if we can take down Aldri with this same composition on auto. That's the key part, is if we could do it on auto. I'm pretty confident if I manualed through, I'd be able to do it. But the goal here is a full auto team. So we're going to go in here, and I'm going to bring you back in when we either die or we get close to wrapping this up. All right, so we have gotten Aldri down to about half health here. We're about ready to step into her bigger abilities. My health seems to be okay right now. If she picks on Sergius exclusively, it has been getting a little bit low. So that's unfortunate there. So I'm not sure if this is going to be a 100% run or not, but I do think it has a good chance of being successful. But Nika's heals are not. Oh, and Sergius is down. So I gotta say, if he was full health, he probably would have lived through that. So I don't think the ability is too bad. But you also have this rage that kicks in after 24 turns, I think it is, where Aldri will do 9% more damage. So ideally you can beat her within that 24% or 24 turns, and that way you don't hit that extra rage that does that extra damage. So a couple things here. We either need to speed up our Sergius, speed up our Morgan. We need to work on heals for Nika. Those would be the things that I think would give us some opportunities to potentially take down Aldri. So we'll take a peek at our gear and see what we can do. Alright, so taking a look at some of the gear here, I do have Sergius in a effect accuracy set, which on his A2 he does land a focused target, but I'm not using his A2, and I never really do. I only ever use his A3. So this is kind of a wasted set. So on this guy, I want him fast, so looking for a 6-star attack speed would be a great way to go. So putting him potentially in a crit set doesn't really matter. Ideally, potentially you'd be looking at maybe a counter set or a defense or life set, something to help him be a little more tanky. But we'll take the crit rate with the 6-star attack speed, because that'll speed him up quite a bit. And then as we move down to the orb here, I think we had another 4-star attack speed somewhere in here. I thought we had one. Maybe I made it up. There it is. So we can get him in this one, which will get us even more attack speed there. Again, that's just going to make him fill our team's turn meter more frequently than he is right now. And then on the boots, seeing how that we're going to be switching this to crit rate, we actually look for potentially a crit rate set of boots that's 6-star. But ideally just get as many stats on this. So just finding the best boots for him is going to be more critical than actually being crit rate, because he doesn't really attack that often. I unfortunately am completely out of gold as always. So I'm going to go ahead and farm some stuff. All right, we're back. So we got 2 million silver to work with. We also went and got the necessary powder in order to advance Sergius's flame relic. So we're going to take that all the way up to 60. So we're going to advance that. And that will help him pick up some durability. That'll be pretty beneficial, I think. And then hopefully we can level this all the way up to 60. And again, just picking up some durability for that flame relic, I think is going to be helpful for keeping him alive. That gold goes quick. Gold goes quick. So let's jump into Sergius's gear. I think he has probably the most opportunities on his gear by speeding this piece up. I think we found a 6-star piece here. We can enhance all the way to 12, hopefully, and see how much faster that gets them. In fact, I'm actually going to go out here and do it this way so we can kind of see a before and after. So we equip that temporarily. We're also going to grab over here on the boots and just look for something that has maybe some more attack speed on it. Like this one wouldn't be bad. Plus you're getting, it's a 5-star piece with some extra HP and HP percentage. So all in all, he's not doing crit damage, hit accuracy. All those stats are kind of useless on him. So this is going to be a better stat there. If we did go over here, effect accuracy is not going to be a benefit. I say we go with this piece here just for the speed up of 11. So seeing how I moved to a critical strike set, which the critical rate on him is not really going to be a huge benefit. Again, that's not why he's there. So getting that extra speed on him is going to be a big win. And then on the orb, we did have the attack speed orb with the 4-star. I don't think any of my 5-star pieces were attack speed. So we'll go here. We're going to go enhance that all the way up to 12, hopefully. If I have enough gold, I wasn't paying attention, but it seemed to go pretty quick. But attack speed 33, if we equip that. Now if we look at our attack speed, we move from 189 all the way up to 239. So that means he's going to be going and speeding our team up significantly more frequently, which is going to get us extra heals to help Nika keep us topped off, and so forth. So I think this is going to be a pretty big change for him that's going to work out pretty good. We did also get more HP, more defense, more attack. Attack not really all that necessary, but the other 2 stats are going to help him stay alive. So that's going to be pretty big. So we're going to go ahead and keep those changes. So on the relics for Sergius, ideally I could get this roll to charge attack gauge additional 10%, but skill level upgrade, we are 9 books away. Let's see if we have 9. We have 5. So we're a little bit of ways from getting that on there, which would be helpful, and definitely get that extra 10% would be a benefit. But I think with added speed on him, we're probably going to be good, plus the added survivability stats. So the next champion we have that I think would be bring a lot of benefit to making the team survivable would be Nika. So I'm going to go ahead and go today. All of the favor dungeons are open, so I'm gonna go ahead and see about getting her fully awakened with that 6-star. So I got quite a few serpent statues to get, but I have been stacking up these pedestals, but that would allow us to get an entirely new piece of gear on her, increase her max HP as much as we possibly can, which is going to make her heals even bigger. Alright, so the good news is I completely finished the event with all of the serpent dungeon that I just farmed. It actually took a lot longer than I thought it would, but we did get it, so we're going to go ahead and awaken Nika. While I was doing that, I was also researching some of the stat boosts that you want on your healers, and found that it's more important to actually focus on recovery than it is necessarily just HP. So that is actually going to be an interesting thing. So we're going to take a peek at that on her kit and see how much recovery we can get onto her. I think we're going to go ahead and upgrade one of these skills, because either one of them is going to bring the passive cooldown time down by a turn. So we're going to just go ahead and put that on her. I was kind of hoping here just because it's the 3rd one, but I think that's probably the better one. But that is going to be a help as well. But let's go take a peek at her gear and see where she is with recovery. So on the recovery percentage, you can see I put a lot of focus here at 2.89%. So obviously we've got some opportunities here. So my thought here is I was getting heals between 3-ish and 4,000. So we're going to go ahead and re-gear her. You can see a lot of my gear is 4-star. We do have this piece here on the 5-star, but we're going to try to get recovery on her and see if we can do a little better. So let me get some gear outfitted on her and then I'll bring you back in. All right, so I think I found the gear pieces I want to use on Nika. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go farm some more gold to get them all rolled up. But we did swap out her helmet for this guy here who has a little bit of attack speed on it, and it was also a 6-star unit instead of, I think, a 4-star is what we, oh yeah, right here, a 4-star is what we had on her. So you can see we swapped that out for, I think the attack speed was really what we were going for there. On this piece here, we're staying the same. We're staying the same here. All right, on the necklace here, we are rolling over to HP percent with HP. Hopefully we can get a roll or two in the speed as we level this up. We ran out of gold though, and see about getting, but mainly getting that HP percentage instead of the effect resistance. I think is going to be a big win. On this piece here, we got HP percentage. I'm actually taking that away from my anguish, so I'm going to have to go and figure out a good piece for him in the interim, but he's more of an attacker, so probably getting something with attack would be good, although he tends to be a little bit squishy, so maybe defense or HP is probably a good way to go. And then on the ring here, we did swap the ring out for a recovery percentage ring with a little bit of attack speed. That's going to help out quite a bit. We swapped out the belt for a recovery percent belt. Again, we're going to level that up and get that dialed in. And then we got a recovery percent on the orb as well. And then on the banner, we went with an HP banner with HP and a substat of speed. So ultimately right now we are actually a little bit faster, but we still have quite a few rolls to go through here. So we might pick up even more speed. But the main difference here is we went from about 3% recovery up to 58%, which again will go up as we level these pieces up. So I'm going to jump over into Burning Lands. I'm going to get some gold. I'm going to get all these topped off level 12, and then I'll bring you back. I thought I'd bring you in real quick. I apologize if my video's chopping up. I think it's down to my video card is what I've kind of determined. So I'm actually shopping around for a new computer or a new video card. But I think the game itself plus my editing software kind of stacks up. But what I want to bring you in to show you on this is Nika's heals. I was around like high 3,000 to 4,000. Watch this heal come in at 6,500. And you saw the gear is not rolled up all the way. So that recovery percentage for your healers is by far and away more important than your HP. It makes an absolutely huge difference. And there was so much content. I was bringing 2 healers in because my heals were just not big enough to keep my team alive. And doing this with Nika is going to make all the difference in the world with those massive heals coming in, especially when I get it topped off. So I'm going to finish this up, get the gold so that I can do that. But I was blown away by the difference in the healing that I got going on right now. So I figured I'd show it to you so you could see it as well. So I'm not sure if I got enough gold yet, but we're going to go ahead and start enhancing this stuff up. Get it all dialed in all the way up to 12 if we can on these guys here. Recovery. Yeah, I'm really impressed with how much those heals picked up. This is a 6-star piece, so that's going to be the most expensive. So hopefully I can get through it, but we'll see. I think I am going to run out again. I'm going to have to go get more. It's never enough gold. There's just never enough gold. 30% on that one. We're going to get some more here as well. So that's going to be big. Oh, another 30%. I almost feel like we're going to be over 100% on that. I think it just stacks. So the bigger that recovery goes, just those bigger the heals are going to be. And I'm out of gold. I'm out of gold. So let's see what we got. We need to get this to level 12 and this to level 12. So we're pretty close. Probably run the same amount back and get through that gold, and that should get us there. I was going to take a peek. I think we did get a roll somewhere in speed as well, because I think we were around 138 after I think we stepped up just a few. So it would be kind of nice to get her a little faster if we could. But between Sergius and Morgan keeping turn meter down and Sergius bringing turn meter up, her speed is a little less relevant. But this recovery is now at 85%, which is going to be huge. And we still have recovery to actually I think that is maxed out, so we are done with recovery as far as the pieces go. But over time you could get better gear that would be 5 or 6 star. I think, oh, the ring. The ring was recovery, so that could give us additional percentages there. These are only 5-star here, so those would also pick up. And then I could actually go through and try to get some of these substats to recovery as well, just to do a little more work in that space. But the increase that we've seen just from that has been incredible. So I think this is probably going to do the trick. I figure I'd bring you back in here. So just that extra 30% recovery that we got from upgrading those main stats, we're now getting heals of 8,600. So that just stepped up another 2,000 in those heals coming in from Nika. So this is incredible how much difference that is going to make across all content, including 8,300 going on there. So I think that's going to be a huge win on the account outside of trying to get through Aldri. But I've been neglecting Aldri for a very long time. I feel like as soon as I get a team that can clear stage 10, I can move on to the Stormcat and start actually awakening my relics. I don't think I've awakened hardly any of my relics with from defeating the Stormcat. I got a lot of work to do there. And then with my Guinevere, I do have her at 6-star. I'm going to move into Master of Apocalypse and start getting some books as well. So a lot of work on the account, but right now we're just trying to get through Aldri stage 10. But I'll bring you back in when we're ready to try. All right, we're back at it. I think we should have enough here. Hopefully we'll make it. We got 1 million more gold. It's going pretty quick though. Yeah, we should get there. Okay, perfect. So again, we could roll through some of these substats and actually get a little more recovery on her and get even better heals, but we did get a banner on her with some extra stats. We also got a bunch of recovery, which has made all the difference in the world. We sped Sergius up. Morgan, I think, looks good. Her effect accuracy is really what's going to help us get through Aldri. And I think her effect accuracy, it's at 54%. That is actually pretty low. Ultimately, I would like to step that up if we could. Do we have a better belt? That would be really good if we had a better belt. Although now we don't have gold to get her better belt. So that would be an opportunity there if we could get an effect accuracy 5-star, 6-star, effect resistance. Effect accuracy here's a 5-star. So that would actually start to pick her up too. Let's see here if we can enhance it to 9. So that's getting 20%. We are going to lose some speed by doing that, but I think that's probably a better way to go. We're picking up 7%, and when I do have enough gold to bring that up to level 12, it will actually get better than that. So we're going to go ahead and equip that piece, step up our effect accuracy over 60%, so that's going to be pretty good as far as landing, because we really need to land that ability for this to make sense. We did drop our speed down by 6. So that's not ideal, but we've got Morgan at 253 on the speed. We're going to change that. Good to go. And then we've got Sergius, and his speed was at 239. So that stepped up from like 180 something. So I think that should be enough for us to actually be able to get through Aldri stage 10. Next thing, I haven't done it yet, but we could start working on Kay. We could get her awaken level up. We could start working through some of her, I think her effect accuracy is at 40% as well. So we could try to get that up a little bit more, maybe her attack speed up. But I think this should be enough for us to get there. So we're going to give it a shot and see what happens. Coming back in, as you can see, I have not beaten it on Frozen Plain 10. We did defeat it on Frozen Plain 9, rolling through that one time. So hopefully this team here can get the job done. I'm confident this team can get the job done. I'm hoping the changes we've made allow us to get there. And again, let's just take a quick peek and make sure we got all of our skills doing the right thing, which is exactly what we want. So this A2 is where we're picking up that recovery, that heal recovery disruption, and then the A3 is where we're picking up the heal recovery disruption here. Now, in the event that you don't have these characters built already or you're starting from scratch, Accolone would be a better fit here because when Accolone lands his heal reduction recovery or recovery disruption, it's a 2-turn land, so he has more opportunities to get the entire time that Aldri is hibernating. If he lands that ability one time, he's going to be just fine, whereas both of these two only land it for 1 turn, so you literally have to land it during the 2nd turn of the hibernation, and that's the only chance you get. So that makes it a lot more difficult. But we're going to let this one play out, get it on down, hopefully, and I'll bring you back in when we're putting down the ice bear. All right, so we'll bring you back in. We are just about at half health. Nika's heals are basically keeping everybody completely topped off, which has been a huge win. Also, upgrading the relic for Sergius has made him significantly more durable. I'm a little worried about Kay, but she's positive or neutral affinity at least, whereas the others are all negative affinity. So it's kind of the nature of the beast. But you can see they're not getting the same damage that we were getting before. We are getting 3 or 4 tries to land that debuff during the hibernation. So that was the piece that took us out last time. So you can see that we had kind of topped off health, so we made it through. Hopefully we get another heal in before we take on some more damage here. Sergius is pushing Nika up, and we should get a massive heal right there. Nice 8,500. That is, I've seen videos where Nika's doing massive heals. I think like upwards of 17,000, and I was blown away as to how that happened. Now I realize they probably just have 6-star recovery gear on her, and she's just killing it. So that's kind of cool to see. I do think we are going to make it. We still have 8 turns before the rage kicks in, where we do a little extra damage. But that run through and back, I think, is the big ability, and we did have a little bit of leeway there. So I think we're going to be okay as long as we get a little bit lucky and keep landing the heal disruption when we need to. So hopefully I'll bring you back in when Aldri's going down. So I figure I'll bring you back in here. We have been going at it. The Ice Bear has healed herself probably 2 or 3 times now. We're back at the halfway health. We have landed 2 in a row. I think if you can land at least 3 in a row, probably 4 in a row during the hibernation, it's probably going to get you through it. So I think that the effect accuracy on Morgan is really holding me back right now. There's also chivalry effects that allow, I think, some of her debuffs to land for multiple turns. That would be a huge win as well, because she almost always lands it on the first turn or the second turn, but it's pretty rough for her to land it on the second turn every time. But if it stayed on for 2 turns, like you can see it just fell off there, if it stayed on for 2 turns, then she'd have even more opportunities to land that ability. So that is a little bit rough. As far as the health of the team, it seems like Nika with her massive heals are doing a great job. I haven't really been in... now that I say that, I haven't really been close to dying, although now I'm getting kind of close. Hopefully Aldri goes and hibernates and gives me a couple turns to top Sergius off there. I think if Aldri does attack the same character multiple times, it probably would fail. But you can see we've got that on there right now, which is irrelevant because as soon as this turn clicks over, we need to land it again. Also saying potentially getting somebody that does a debuff extension could be a way of kind of keeping that on. So hopefully we can get... There it is. All right. So now we have maybe 1 more. We might be able to get us all the way dead. But you can see as far as the heals go, just those 2 turns of hibernation, everybody's topped off with health and looking good. So hopefully we'll get it. I'll bring you back in when Aldri's going down. So I figure I'll bring you back in so you can enjoy the pain with me if Aldri heals again. I have heard that Florentius also has a heal interrupter that it's not 100%, but when it does proc, you only have to proc 1 time for the entire fight, and it kind of kicks back a lot of the healing ability of Aldri. I haven't actually played with Florentius because I haven't pulled him out of the clan shop, or is it clan or arena shop, one of the 2. So this could be brutal. We need to land this really bad. Please land this. Please land it. Yes, we got it. She is going down. We have got Aldri down, stage 10. This video was way longer than I expected. But I will say some of the improvements we've made to the account are going to help us in so many places. So I'm very excited to see what else we can do with those massive heals coming in from Nika. I also need to go back and rebuild my Turin as well, and then probably my Sarah also. So that I can kind of, get those benefits on those characters as well. And potentially some of those 2 healer teams could be almost overpowered as far as being able to basically top you off every time you go through a turn cycle. So that'd be pretty huge. I want to go in here and see on the Royal Road, we've got Path of Power. We're at 70 of 71. and we cleared the Frozen Plain stage 10. That is completely done. So now it's showing complete. We just have a few, what do we got going on here? Is this, so on this one we got to keep pressing on in the adventure mode and story mode. So I obviously have some work to do there, but I do think that with Nika doing what she's doing now, that I probably can make some headway. But seeing how you made it all the way to the end, let's go ahead and see if we get anything special with that relic summon. We get a rare or legendary, and it is a rare. It's a storm for Urians there. And then let's go ahead and pull these guys also. And seeing how you've made it all the way in, I'm going to pull these tokens as well. These are the tokens you get from the event. At this point, I have completely finished all of the event stuff. Got all of the summons. We did that yesterday. But in here, I got a guaranteed legendary yesterday. So we're going to see. We got 10 of these to use. See what we get out of here. So we have a potential for legendary, 15 summons, and then some chivalry for a rare. So at this point, my rare focus is Rosier, because she has the ability to extend dot damage, and I have not got to that level yet. So we have 3 opportunities to get a legendary. Let's go ahead and do all 3 of them at the same time. Fingers crossed. And we did not, but we did get Anguish K. We've already got maxed out, and Boars here. So we'll go ahead and work on their chivalry. But I appreciate you sticking with me all the way to the end. It was a fun one. We got through Aldri stage 10, which is pretty big. Now, next time, I think we're going to start moving on to the Stormcat. But I look forward to seeing you next time.